Nick and Psycho podcast. This time we're going over Aliens 3, the third movie. And apparently, someone on the other aisle did not like this movie one bit.
I'm not the only one who didn't like it. If you go look at the reviews,
Yep.
6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomato gives it a 40%
Ooh.
liking. Compared to the other ones, it's so much worse. Aliens 1, just like regular Alien, 4.6 rating, 98% on Rotten Tomato, 5 out of 5 on Empire. Way better ratings. Aliens, the second movie, 98% on Rotten Tomato, 8.4 on IMDb, and then 5 out of 5 on Empire.
5 out of 5?
Aliens 3, though,
Oh my gosh.
6.4, 47% on Rotten Tomato,
Yeah, I see
and
this. 1 out of 5?
1 out of 5 on Empire. It was... The story and setting was good, but the actual display and the character interactions, I did not enjoy in the movie, especially compared to the other two.
Yeah.
It was very hard to wrap my head around.
Okay,
Well,
so
like,
you
the
actually
whole-
like the prison. I thought you didn't like the prison.
I did like the prison. I didn't like the whole philosophy of the prisoners, and
Like them being these Christian, really religious, but at the same time they're prisoners. So like they're trying to reform themselves, but at the same time it's like they're still like
yeah, they're still violent
Yeah,
criminals.
yeah.
So, and for them to like want to stay there after like it was closed down and everything, it just
I know,
really,
really odd.
really odd, really odd. And they like, and then even the doctors and facilitators, they weren't good people either. So
No,
it was
and
just
that
a
was
whole
weird.
group of bad people, and then Ripley, and then the whole.
I mean, we saw character development.
But the whole first like cuts where it was like fading in and out and trying to show the little scenes at the beginning, and they were showing all the director's credits and everything at
Mhm.
the very beginning. I
Oh,
did
dude,
not
that
like
took
that. It
way
took
too
so
long.
long. And
Yeah,
I didn't
unnecessary.
understand what happened on the ship, and it wasn't really explained during the whole movie, except for like there was a crash landing and basically the alien got out.
I think what they were trying to do was he was trying to be like, okay, here's some glimpses of it, but you really don't know what happened, and then throughout the story we'll be able to tell you what happened.
Yeah, but
But like at the same time, they didn't like 100%.
I get they were trying to be suspenseful about it, but I don't like.
See, and that's
the
what we were
actual
talking
full
about.
product. I don't think it worked.
We were talking about how like this alien, you know what they're capable of, like everything. So it's like how you're supposed to create suspense, and I guess that's what the director was trying to attempt to do.
But
was
what I didn't
create that.
understand is why Ripley was so like hesitant to tell anybody like what was going on. Like I feel like if I'm in that situation,
Because they wouldn't believe her.
But I'd be way more panicked about it. Like she was so calm.
Well, they
cool, and
never are in
collected, and
movies. I know.
It was very odd.
They don't want to cut down straight to the chase in movies.
And Ripley wasn't even worried about leaving, like at all. I don't get that. Like, did she not want to go home? Did she have like no reason to go home?
She doesn't know where to go because with the company, like you remember how like all the characters are like, they're coming to save us. They're coming to save us. Like she knows, like
Oh, the company didn't care.
they don't.
Like, that was from the original movie
Yeah,
to the second movie
don't.
to the third. Like they didn't.
They're
care.
not the savior. They're more of. It's like it's the bat. It's like you have Ripley. You have your protagonist and Ripley, right? That is your main protagonist, and then you have these two foreign entities. One's human. The other one's alien, right?
Mhm.
And you have these two antagonists, and it's like it's such a weird concept where you have two antagonists against this one protagonist. When it's usually just you have a set of protagonists and a set of antagonists. You have two antagonists, both like and it makes the protagonist have like no direction, right?
Yeah,
She
at
doesn't
all.
know what do I do now, like, and then
Well, it was also very weird. Like if you look at the first two movies, they had very good character development, like
Mhm.
with the foreign antagonists. But in this movie, like there was really no character development with the with the prisoners.
yeah,
So
right. But was
They
that
really
on
strayed away from
purpose?
that.
Was
I
that?
don't know.
I feel like they were trying to like show that like, okay, these people have been reforming for years, right? And they still haven't changed. They're still in their violent nature. So what is them going through all this trauma? They're watching their people die, right? And they're sustaining all this trauma, and it's like they're still laughing about it. They're still messing around.
Yeah,
still,
they didn't really change throughout the whole entire
No.
movie at all. Like
except
the only
for
person,
the big guys.
like Dylan, the one black guy.
Yeah.
He was more the preacher throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
He changed. Like, I don't think he really changed, but he had a little.
Well, he
more-
helped Ripley out. He could have assisted them in raping her, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I think he was going through that through the get go, because he was like the big, like
Mhm.
we're reformed, like we're better,
Yeah.
and he was really like the Punisher.
Yeah, but then when Ripley was like thought that he was safe at the beginning, he goes, I'm just as bad as they are."
Yeah.
So I mean,
But he definitely changed. I think he was the only one who did though.
yeah, right. I can't. That one prisoner at the end definitely changed, but then at the end he was making jokes, like
The
the one that got actually like the one that got taken back with the company, the only one that survived.
yeah.
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the name.
Yeah, he was a real scrawny guy.
It was
But
hard to keep track with. That's what people might not like too. But I get it. Like, it was
Because all of them looked the same. too,
exactly, and
which
it went
was
from
difficult.
28. It went from 28 people to, what-
5.
So I think what they should have not done is had this, this lice thing. So like, so that all the prisoners are bald,
bald,
and
yeah.
everything. I feel like that would have made it so much easier for you to be able to like identify the characters.
Well, also at the
throughout the
very end of the movie, like when the aliens crawling around and
Yeah.
they're going through all the different tunnels, it was very hard to keep track of what
Exactly.
was going on. And then all the different prisoners you really didn't see up until that point, and then they're just being killed one by one, so you really didn't know.
That's why I
Who
think
was-
this movie
you
lacked
didn't know who
continuity.
was left?
Yeah.
And you also didn't know which person was which.
It felt like they were adding characters at the end.
yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought they had like not that many, and then all of a sudden
Well,
there's
yeah, 'cause
like
they said
7 guys
there
running in the
was-
tunnel.
There was 28 prisoners left, Ripley, and then the 3.
I would like for someone to
three
keep
upper
track,
people.
like someone to count as the like someone throughout the movie, go through the movie and count. There probably is a video. You could probably find one if you wanted to right now, but there's probably a video of them counting the prisoners and them dying, and then showing that it wasn't 28 or something.
I did
Just
like how
didn't
they
feel like
kind of wrapped everything up in the series, though, with the ending with bringing the like CEO of the the
Yeah.
company.
Which we still
So-
don't know too much about. Like it still
No.
is like what his
It's very
purpose.
ambiguous.
It is, because it's like, yeah, like he was acting so nice, and we saw like innocent moments from him, but at the same time he could still.
Well, you could tell he was greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Really didn't. He lacked empathy because he didn't really care if people lived or died, and he was just
That's,
more
like, the
worried
whole-
about. He was
yeah.
more worried about the scientific discovery and the knowledge, which. Take it how you will. I don't think that's right, but
It's weird because it feels like they know a lot about it, but then they don't know a lot about it. The
Yeah.
company, and it's odd. It's like
well, even when they came in, like the security guards that were coming in just started shooting.
really, yeah. See, like
They were very violent. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like their goal, because then the CEO started yelling at them, but I don't know. Like they just seemed like they were coming in to kill everything but the alien.
I don't. Yeah. See, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about that too. I was like, how do you think they like if like they didn't kill the alien before the company got there? If the company would have even been able to, like, put it down or like sedate it or whatever.
Yeah, because in the second movie they were able to use guns to kill most of the aliens.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Like you think of the
you
company
said
as like
you said even before, like there's that aura that you think the aliens are above like life, and
Yeah,
they
no.
don't possess like the
well,
ability
that's
to
what
die.
that's the kind of feeling you get for the company too. You feel like they're just like they can't be stopped,
yeah.
right? And it's these two entities, you can't stop them, and then you have Ripley in the middle. That's like
Oh, another thing I didn't like about the movie is they really strayed away from like the main messages from the first and second movies about the the sexual nature
Oh
of
yeah.
everything, and how there was a lot of like little hints about violation and just abuse and basically overstepping that line of what's right and what's wrong, especially when the alien like literally impregnated the dude in the first movie, and
Yeah.
then the alien comes out. Like, you don't really see that very much in the third movie, except for when the bull gets impregnated and then dies, but the thing's already dead. So it was
Yeah,
it was
it
weird.
was weird. That's what I was wondering. I was like, how did that even happen? Now, how did that happen?
I
Right?
don't know. And the alien looked different too.
Yeah, and
Compared
then
to
they
the
showed
other
us
movies.
the whole. They showed it to us immediately,
Yeah, it was
which was
very-
funny. It was.
Yeah, it looked like a little
Oh,
rat
I
coming
don't
out.
know.
But I don't know if that was a director's choice, because
I think it was.
in all three of the movies there was 3 different directors.
Yeah,
So I
and you can see their different takes on it,
oh, 100%.
which is crazy. Now it would. It poses the question, like, what if this movie was done by what was the first director's name? Ripley Scott. If Ripley Scott, like, if he would have done all 3, or James Cameron would have done all 3, or what's this new director?
David Fincher.
If David Fincher would have done all 3, like, it makes you
Fincher.
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 It makes you like think, like, would it be completely different? Like, I feel like it would.
I don't know. I feel like with the main character, there was a lot of good correlations in all 3 movies, but then other things, you really didn't. The second and third movie did not tie together well. I think so. Because I didn't like how the escape pod just randomly crashed. Like, it wasn't explained very well. The whole adding the director cuts to the beginning of the movie really.
Yeah.
It didn't excite me for the rest of the movie. Like, there was no hook into the movie, at least from my perspective. I don't know if others have a different opinion. Maybe they did like that, but for me personally, I did not like the intro of the third movie, which really set up like a bad perspective throughout the movie. Because I was like, okay, what's going on
Well,
here?
what do you
Like,
think you would have done had you had so you had the opportunity to make the third movie? What would you have done? Would you have had them land on Earth?
I think I would have picked it up right at the last scene of Aliens, when Ripley was talking to the little girl, what was her name? Nook.
Yeah, I don't know why they killed off both of those people.
Yeah,
at the
but
beginning, man.
I would have started it there, and then I would have put them into like deep cryo sleep, and then I would have had started showing basically the scenes they were trying to show in the director's cuts at the beginning, but like more without the fading in and fading out, and actually tying.
Showing what's going on.
Yeah, and then I would and then I would just pick it up from there.
So you would actually kill off those 2 characters, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was okay with that,
You were okay with that?
because
Humphrey called it a soul crusher because it kind of was.
Yeah, it was. But I think it displayed how much like Ripley's lost and how like destructive the aliens were, which like did build up a little bit of suspense for the third movie. Like, what was the alien gonna do, or like where was it at? But I don't know. I just don't like the third movie.
I will never like when you just kill off a character at the beginning of a movie. I don't care if it's a sequel, third movie, fourth movie. I don't care. Killing them off at the beginning of the movie, it's just like you were ready for them to be in the next movie, right?
But I think that added a little bit to the suspense because they wanted to incorporate what the company would do, and they kind of did at the very end of the movie. But I feel like if I was making the movie again, like Aliens 3, I would incorporate the company more and not just like through computer messages. I would try to implement that
And
more.
I guess this movie was still made in 1990, so they couldn't do too much technological stuff. So that does suck. I wish there could have been more communication features, I guess.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
I don't know,
for me.
but what would you consider this genre? Because I don't think it was a
before
horror.
we look at it.
Because the first one was definitely a horror thriller movie.
Okay.
The second one was definitely action and thriller. The third one, I really don't know what genre they were going for. Because it kind of had a combination of the adventure and horror,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't really have like the thriller part to it. I don't know. They had the little explosion in the tunnel and trying to catch the alien.
So we can't really say it's action. I don't think.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
I'd say adventure, sci-fi.
Well,
Adventure.
sci-fi was throughout the whole.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Sci-fi, adventures, and then I can't think of the third like descriptor.
Horror, action,
It is horror.
animation, comedy.
Whoa. I was thinking comedy. I was thinking, with all the the
Horror,
jokes
action,
and humor.
comedy.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about the action. That one seemed pretty odd for me.
I mean, maybe the
maybe.
planning and then like them actually going through the tunnels and trying to plant all the explosives to basically get the alien.
The shots were cool.
Chamber.
Those POV shot.
Yeah, you saw that.
How much did we see that in 90s movies?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, right? Like it was
A lot of the Star Wars movies were like wide camera shots,
right.
especially like the Clone Wars and stuff like that, where it's like big battles. There were a lot of wide shots and trying to get every character involved. That's the only real movie I can like.
Did you watch the Star
Go
Wars
off.
movie since the last time we talked?
I watched the first one though.
Oh,
I didn't watch
let's
the new
go.
ones.
Okay. Well, I don't watch the last three.
But I'm more
one that
I'm more
Disney made.
interested. I'm more interested in the TV shows. I like
That's
the
fair.
TV series, but that's just me.
But you definitely have to watch the first 6.
I did.
You did?
I have.
You said you watched the first one.
Yeah, like the originals.
Okay. The first 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't watch like the prequel or
Don't do
like.
it.
Yeah, I'm not.
As we
But
see.
back to-
Oh yeah.
No. What I was really confused about during the whole movie was the one prisoner that got like strapped down and nobody liked him because he was like an outcast the whole time. And that character really confused me because I had there was no character development. It was just he was nuts.
Yeah, you were thinking there was something behind him wanting to meet the beast. Like
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
don't know. Like, did the alien like speak to him or something?
I don't know.
'Cause,
like,
Like
you were,
he was
you were
so.
saying it in
I
the
was
movie.
like, what the heck?
You
are
were like, does he have mind manipulation now where he can just manipulate people to work for him?
And then he went up and he knocked the dude out. And then he goes up to the door and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Oh,
I
he
have
did
to
more
do
than knock
this."
his.
And-
He slit his throat.
No, the first dude. He
Oh, the
knocked
first
out.
dude, yeah.
The one that
okay,
let
yeah,
him
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
And then he just goes up and slices this dude's throat. I'm like, I don't. Were they trying to show like? Was there like a hidden message about like if we keep doing this, like it's just we're gonna go insane? Like the searching for more knowledge, does that make you go insane?
I don't know that character. I mean, he was the one that like was getting made fun of at the beginning with the white guy and the black guy.
Well, he was just the outcast. He was the black sheep of the whole crew.
He kind of was. He kind of became, and I guess he became more of a main character a little bit.
I
not
wouldn't
main,
even call him a main.
like a secondary
def-
versus just like the crowd.
He
you know
became
what
an
I'm saying?
antagonist.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he did because it was like, why? Like, you were working. Like he was working to do stuff. Like it wasn't like he was always this. Would you call him a backstabber?
Oh yeah, no, not really a backstabber. More
yeah,
just
not
like
really. Just like a
selfish.
yeah. Like it was.
Because he was just trying to do everything.
It
for
wasn't like
himself.
he was always like that. Like at the beginning, like I get it. Like he
I
was
wish
getting.
they would have also given more background on the prisoners, like what they had done.
Oh,
They-
can you
they-
imagine like a little like?
They kept that really ambiguous the
Can
whole
you
movie.
imagine like one of those things where it's like they're showing all the different like what happens, like
Yeah.
but like at the same time like what they did was horrible and maybe that shouldn't be shown on screen.
But what I don't get is like a lot of like when I was watching the movie, a lot of the whole movie I had a lot of questions
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like by the end of the movie, none of my questions were answered. Like, not a single question. Well, a few questions were answered. Like, I would say, like, if I had, like, 100 questions, 20 of them were answered, and the other 80, I have no idea.
Well, like, what would you say was, like, the biggest question that just wasn't answered for you? Like, what information
What did the
you-
prisoners do? Why did the company shut down this prison? Why is the company so interested in retrieving this alien and sacrificing so many, like, human lives?
Because it's a business to them.
Yeah, but,
It's
like,
all
you
about
didn't
money.
really, like, they don't, like, directly say that. They say it's, like, for knowledge.
Well, and that's what
science.
I don't get. Like, we need to know the Earth's ecosystem and economics, like all like how it works. We need to
Yeah.
know how it works in this futuristic, like is this company like one of the biggest companies, and they pretty much own the world?
Again, another question that wasn't answered.
Exactly, like,
through
we need-
all three
like,
movies.
I know it's like when are you gonna get to the point? Now you just killed off the main character, so how are you gonna get to that?
You're not.
Is it always
It's
gonna
done.
remain
It's done. It's
unknown?
unquestionable. Or sorry,
And they
unanswerable.
still make 3 more movies.
Yeah, but they're like
But I get it, you don't have to have Ripley the whole way all through every movie.
no. But I think this is the end of like the main series.
Mm.
Like the other ones are just like spin-offs of Alien.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I've never watched them. I never watched Alien vs Predator. I never watched.
Like
any of
I
the-
think these 3 are in a line together, and then the other ones are like their own separate thing.
Well, that's probably why they didn't even talk about like, wanting to even like see it, because it was like
But if I had to rank them, Alien 1,
2,
like
3.
the first one was yeah. Seriously, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
The only ones I would flip around is maybe 2 being better than 1.
Yeah,
that's
I
up for
agree.
opinion.
Yeah, that
But
is
3
what
was definitely the worst, and I
Yeah.
don't want to say David Fincher did a bad job, but he did.
it
I'll just be direct about it. Like I don't know what I would personally. Well, I have like a couple ideas. I don't know
Right,
if I
we
could
had a couple
personally do
ideas, yeah.
better, but.
Well,
I
do
don't
you
know.
think the
I don't-
shots were good? Do you think those were still like? I think they were fine. I think that's kind of like not one of his problems when it came to making this movie.
I don't know. I think the environment was good,
Yeah.
but the actual. I don't
Was
know.
it paced good? Do you think it was paced good?
It was paced good.
Okay.
No, there was like
Yeah, I agree.
nothing was rushed. When they were hunting for the alien, that was all good. When all the workers were doing everything, that was paced well. Even the
Mhm.
explosion, like they rushed it, like they sped up the movie when the explosion was going off and everybody was trying to get like to safety and everything.
Yeah.
But it was like perfectly paced.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't too fast.
But it wasn't
everybody
too
got back.
slow.
No, it wasn't too slow.
No, never got too slow. And it did feel fast, but I felt like it was
I will say he did a really good job with the lighting. When
which part?
when they were going, when the 3 people got sent off to like explore the tunnels by themselves.
Oh yeah,
and
that
they
was
had to
good.
light the candles.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And then the alien ended up grabbing one of them.
Yeah.
That was the lighting in that really added a lot of suspense to the movie, in my opinion, and it was very well shot.
Oh yeah, and see like that was like
But then there were other scenes where I was like, this is not shot well. Like when the bodies got thrown into the forge, like that
Mhm.
was.
oh
it
yeah
looked
that
like they
was
were- like that was. I was like, where the heck are they going with this? And I did like how they faded when they were doing the prayers and stuff. They were fading in characters, like when they were saying their
show
prayers.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, most of those guys couldn't even express emotions correctly,
Yeah.
and I think that's. Do you think the actors for the prisoners did a good job of like showing what it would be like to have had lived a majority of your life like in this very what's the word, like kept away, confined, like you're
Yeah.
very solitary, you're solitary confinement where it's like you're mentally going.
Yeah, but what I
insane.
didn't get was they have lived together for so long, but they still don't have like a true authority figure.
No.
Like, cause whenever besides
And the characters haven't
warden.
really bonded together.
No, like I didn't really think they had that bond,
No.
especially when, like, they try.
But would they?
When they try to.
But would you think they would have a bond though? Like if you were.
I think if you all choose to stay in a place that closed down, and they were given the option to relocate, I think you would be okay with being in such a tight knit group that you guys would know each other and know what everybody else is thinking. But I mean, also they did display that they had low IQ and maybe weren't able to comprehend a lot of things like emotions or thoughts or stuff like that.
You know, like I was gonna say with the doctor.
That was wild.
Well, I was gonna say, like, first off, they killed him off way too quick. Second of all,
I thought he was a robot.
We thought he was a robot for a good bit of it. But like what I was gonna say is like they were making it seem like he had done the worst out of everybody, and then all of a sudden it was, oh yeah, I was prescribed with.
But we
the
don't know
wrong
if that's
drug.
true.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Well, that just sounds true.
But he's just saying it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like there was.
But we'll never know.
There
'Cause
was
they
no
killed him
proof.
off
No.
right away. That would have been probably like if that's the case. If that's the case where like he's lying, then why didn't you keep him alive longer for us to figure that out?
Because the director did a bad job.
Well, we can't sit here and say he did a great job, or it would be better than one or two. Am I wrong?
Yeah, and I think the reviews and everything speak for itself.
No, I mean it's like it's not like we're
Like,
being,
that's not just my opinion. Like other people feel this way.
because like I mean we can never direct a movie, right? But like
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
But at that level.
Maybe one day. Dude, we're only 20.
We are only 20.
There's a whole world of possibilities.
Whole world. We got 3 minutes because I don't want to go too overtime. We don't want to make Professor Humphrey sit here forever.
Professor Humphrey, have you not been enjoying our podcast?
Well, if you made it this far into the video, please hit a like and subscribe. You know, comment down below. Because this goes up on YouTube.
Oh yeah, please go follow the Nick and Psycho podcast on YouTube.
I've had some friends tell me they like these.
Watch the movies too.
Yes.
You have to sit through all of them.
Saying,
You have
like,
to sit through all of them.
Watch the movies if you're.
And it's not that Alien 3 is not the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's not.
Just compared to the other two.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it. And do you think that's the case for other movies? Do you think that's like everybody like will rate this movie based on a standard that was created from other movies that are not other movies, that the same movies in that series?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've watched all the Fast and
Now,
Furious
would you think
movies.
it'd be rated better had it been its own separate entity and it was not part of that series?
See, I don't think that movie could be its own separate entity.
They couldn't.
Because you have to know
Too
the
much,
background.
exactly.
And there was
Can you imagine watching the movie
I'm
for the first
telling you.
time and that's your first Alien movie?
That would have pissed me off. Not good. So I love like murder mystery movies and like detective movies, but like at least all the answers are usually solved.
Yeah.
This movie did not solve any of
I
the
know.
questions I had. Like
Now,
any
do
question
you
I
think
had
they're
a different
planning to
answer.
make another one? Do you think that's like another one in this line of now I want to see what the fourth one is. Look it up because this is irritating me. The fact that they made this movie out to be the end of the series, killing off their main character, but then left
Alien
behind so many
Resurrection?
bad questions. Oh.
Do we watch it and make another podcast? Because I'd be okay with it.
I would be okay with doing that, even if it's not an assignment.
All right, I'm gonna read the reviews here for Aliens. Why was Aliens Resurrection so bad?
Oh, wow.
Wait, Ripley's in it.
What? What?
How?
How?
There ain't no way.
Professor Humphrey, you gotta explain this one to us.
What? Cast: Ellen Ripley.
What? She's just gonna come back
jumped
from the
in
dead?
a fire pit. 3.5 53% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What is the? Is it 1 out of 5 again?
No, 3 out of 5.
Oh.
Empire.
So they thought it was a step up.
But 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Controversial.
Yeah. Huh. Let's watch the trailer. 2 minutes. Here you go, Professor Humphrey. This is the last 2 minutes for. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean.
The money I saved, I started a dog walking business.
Liberty. We hit our 30-minute mark, so
Yeah, we're just
we're
messing
just
around.
now we're inviting John Robbins into the room. So,
What are we doing?
Your favorite class that's later today.
So was our cargo. Whatever you got going on here ain't exactly approved by Congress. It's a military operation. Really?
This looks awful.
Ripley Ellen, Lieutenant First Class, number 36706.
Ellen Ripley died 200 years ago. You're a thing, a construct. They grew you in a lab.
What the hell is going on here?
He is breeding an alien species.
Wish you could understand what we're trying to do here.
Now they brought it out of you.
Not all the way.
You want to tell us what this is?
It's a queen. She'll breed. You'll die.
Is this the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the 4th one.
Ellen
Oh my
Ripley
God.
died trying to wipe the species out. I'm not anxious to see her taking up her old hobby.
So explains how she got back into it.
We gotta convince Humphrey to.
I guess so. But
I can hear it moving.
that's why I'm like stalking you guys. I have to record the coaches show.
Yeah, no, we're done. But anyways, now I guess we get more answers in the 4th one. But like at the same time, it's like. Still.
Why wait? Bye, Professor Humphrey.
Bye.